Hello, everybody. This is Noah here. Welcome to our little episode about how do we brew our coffee a little bit better, and how do we give you this little bit of pro tips that could help you to elevate the coffee experience at home. My choice of coffee today is the Higgs Field Blend. I love this blend. Got a nice fruity and also sweet notes and a lot of chocolate to it. It's quite complex as a beverage, or as a coffee, I should say. We're going to be using our Breville machine, and I'm going to give you really nice kind of quick tips together. So how do we brew Higgs Field better with our Breville machine? First, and I think the most important part, is the aging. So yes, you might get your coffee fresh. Try not to go too fresh. Too fresh coffee has a lot of CO2 to it. It might not give you the actual full flavor, and it might not be sweet enough yet to give you the sweetness that you're looking for in the cup. So our suggestion is always between 10 to 14 days from the roast date. So even if you get it today, you actually need to let it rest for another, a week or two, depending on the roast date that we always have on the bag. The other thing as well is very important. You can let it go for another probably 5 weeks. The coffee should be fine. If you're going to use it for longer than that, we highly recommend put in a nice little jar or a freezer bag. Put it in the freezer in a smaller portions. That way you don't have to take one in, expose it to oxygen, put it back in. Try to get a bit of not much air into it, in and out the freezer, because it will create a bit of a water molecule that may end up damaging a little bit the flavor. So try to portion it as much as you can. You really don't have enough coffee that you had from the past until the new one coming and you had to use it really fresh. There's a couple of really good tips. One of them is, if your basket size is really important to know. Let's say if it's 20 grams, try to lower the dose a little bit to 19, go a little bit finer, so it could push that bit of a sweetness out of the basket into the cup as well. So there's a little bit of ways you can do it, and that could help as well. The temperature play a big role, but let's go through it step by step. I think the second step after aging to understand is the grinder. The grinder, the way it works, if you don't have a grinder that has all the blows and whistles to understand where you're at on the grind side, just link it the time of the shot. If the time of the shot is around 10, 15 seconds, 17 seconds, that's a bit too quick for a full shot of 1-to-2 ratio. So always look around that 27 to 32 seconds. Anything below that, adjust it to go a little bit finer. Anything above that, try to go a little bit on the coarser side to kind of help you out to balance it up. The most important, you don't want sour as pickle sour. You want ripe fruit sourness to it. You want to have a balance between the flavors, the acidity, the sweetness, and the body. And you don't want to have any form of smokiness at the end and bitter. And now, the best way to do it, I'm just going to grab the bag in here of our beautiful Higgs Field, put it in the hopper. We're using a Breville small. It's what's called smart grinder. They're pretty smart, actually, and they do have like espresso that tells you where you're at in terms of finer to coarser. Probably want to go to a grind size of 13 or 12. That's where you want to be. Our basket size is about the 15 gram. So the ratio that we recommend, if you do have a scale, perfect. If you don't, it's okay. You don't have to stress. You can work it out as you go. But if you do have a scale, try to at least make it at a 15 gram first. Because 15 1-to-2 ratio, 15 in, 30 out. That would be the ideal scenario that we play with. Second thing, important to know how to tamp. Now, tamping is so crucial because tamping, it helps you to build the resistance for the water flow. So it's going to give you more saturation into the basket so you get the extraction where it needs to be. And when you are tamping, you don't want to tamp too high, you don't want to tamp too low. You just want to tamp, at a good enough rate where the puck doesn't fall off. That's the most important part. As long as the coffee pot doesn't fall off, which now it did, which shouldn't, but if it did, that means the coffee is not going to be extracted properly. So it's important for it to be packed enough, pressed enough, but not too hard so you don't have to hurt your wrist as well. The other thing as well that is important is also temperature. If you do have a machine that tells you the temperature, that's great. Try to be around the 93 to 95. If you don't have it, they're all at 95. So also aging play a very big role as well. when high temperature does help you with the coffee. So it's really important as well to know straight away if your grind size is correct or not, is when the coffee start dropping. You want it to drop at a rate between 6 to 8 seconds. Definitely depending on the machine, but however you want to be at that range. If it was below 10, it's okay. Anything above 10, that's way too slow. So some machines can be way fast, so that anything below 5 seconds is too quick. You want to be at that range of 7 to 10 seconds, let's say. Once it's finished, you can stop it in here. You probably can weigh it and try it as well. You do want a consistent crema to be on top, but the crema is not everything. The crema is good when we're gonna do the latte. When we are drinking black coffee, try to get rid of the crema so it doesn't coat too much of your mouth, so you don't get the full picture of the flavor notes that you're tasting. When you are tasting the black coffee, it's important that if it's sour, some sours are, if it was a fruit type of sour, ripe fruits, stone fruit sourness, that's fine. But when it comes to pickles, that means it's an under extraction. So the sourness is quite very high acidity, also very mineral, sometimes too salty. That means you don't have enough water in the shot. You do need to add a little bit more, so extract a bit longer. But when you get to the bitter side, when you get to the smoky side, or that part, that means you went a little bit too far. So you really need to be somewhere in the middle when you have a bit more balance between the sweetness, the saltiness, the body, the acidity. All that needs to be round up. Anything that you see on our description, on the bags as well, they basically the more prominent, but that doesn't mean that the only one existed there. If you can taste more, that's pretty good. You've got a pretty good palate there. Now, when it comes to milk, pro tip, always with the milk, fill it up halfway of your jug until you see the spout level. And what we recommend, of course, to always purge so you can get rid of any excess moisture that is inside your steam yarn, and position it in a way not right to the middle, a little bit angled with the angle. Put some air, you can hear the air in it. I would say put probably 5 seconds of air, keep that bubbling happening before you plunge the steam yarn all the way in, and just leave it right in the middle. It will do the whole thing. Your latte art is not there, don't stress. That's not the only way we can enjoy our coffee in the morning. All we have to do is just really mix the crema on top. I don't really think we should go very hot milk. I think the milk of the 60 degrees sometimes a bit too hot, and it's really gonna impact the sweetness of the coffee. I really love my milk to be around 45 to 50 degrees. It actually tastes way better. And the way we do it, simple. Don't hold it from here. Try to hold it from the stronger skin and count about 7 or 6 seconds. If you can't hold it after 7 seconds, that's roughly around that 50 degrees, which is perfect. And that's all you need. And you need to make sure that you get rid of all the little bubbles, so it's really nice and smooth. Now, how do we do that? Now, if you do happen to have an extra jug, that's perfect, because we can do something folding. Get rid of a little bit of your crema there, so you just can have one milk fits all. How do you do that? It's pretty simple. Just start in the middle. It's like cutting into a pen. You go in a nice little height, and you just go around and around and around and around. I'm not gonna do latte art because I think there's a better way to enjoy a cup of coffee without latte art. As long as you can have a consistency of your milk to the crema, you got that really nice color, the coffee should taste the same from top to bottom. Very delicious. Now, the other important part before you wrap up, make sure that you purge again to get rid of any excess milk. You don't want to get sick. And something called purging. Once you take the puck, give it a nice little purge to get rid of all the water that's sitting there, and then dispose the coffee and put it back in. Nice little flush and put it back into the basket. As a final note, we're gonna have more of these pro tips. They're gonna help you to make your coffee better. And together, I believe we can even make our coffee taste way better than it should. Please enjoy it. Any question in the future, anything that you need to learn, we're here to help you. Have a beautiful day, and we'll catch you later.